The Adelaide Festival is really an extraordinary event for this community. It started in 1960, and in many ways you could say that it has defined the city. Things like the Festival Centre were built as a result of it. A lot of our major cultural institutions arose because of it.
Adelaide Festival is a really significant local, national and international festival across 17 venues from Mount Barker in the Adelaide Hills to the city, Adelaide Festival Centre, Rundle Mall. The festival was everywhere in 2020. Nearly 400,000 people participated in some way. But when you have such a profile and play such a leadership role, it becomes even more important that you take responsibility for the unintended consequences of your activities.
Carbon neutrality is essentially zero net emissions, so it's where an event like the Adelaide Festival will quantify their emissions. They'll look to reduce emissions where they can and then ultimately offset the unavoidable emissions.
I'd never heard of the phrase Fliegskam until a few months ago, and it literally means flight shame. And it's the reason that many writers and artists are giving for not coming to Australia. And so being able to talk to those artists about the fact that we are 150% committed to carbon neutrality has been incredibly important.
It would be great to see this adopted more widely by other festivals around the world. I think especially like with young people are all into that. You know, they want to make the world a better place, and festivals thrive on young audiences.
Oh, I think it's wonderful that the Adelaide Festival's been certified carbon neutral. I can come to the festival quite often without feeling a bit guilty about, just coming to do one talk or two events and then flying back home.
It does make me very, very happy that this festival's carbon neutral. I think it should be in my contract. You go, by the way, this is what we'll pay you, and this is the cost of the offset of you. Why don't we split that? I plug into that the things I do for charity and the ideas I'm presenting and the pressure I put on. I think it's more important to do what you're doing and actually do the maths of it.
We're big believers that if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So the audit process was fundamental to understanding the extent of our carbon footprint and realising that about 47% of our 9,000 tonnes of carbon was associated with travel was a real eye-opener.
We really wanted to go for formal carbon neutral certification, not only so that we could put our hands on our heart and say that we are doing our bit to move towards a carbon neutral world, but also because of the really important symbolism of an event like the festival, being out there and saying you can do this, you can measure it, you can take the steps, and we can move towards a carbon neutral world.